Moving on, Zack Snyder and the Snyder Cut. It's an interesting story on comicbook.com. They pulled some information from a YouTube video where Zack Snyder is doing an interview with a YouTube channel called Comic Book Debate. And he's talking about Superman's black suit. One of the persistent rumors in the run-up to Justice League was that Superman would return from the dead wearing the black Kryptonian recovery suit introduced during the reign of Superman storyline in the comics. So yes, this suit was introduced in the comics, I think a number of times. It made sense given that Reign followed the Doomsday Death of Superman arc, which was the basis for the bloody battle in the final moments of Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice. But it didn't happen. Fans were split on the issue since it's a cool suit and was teased in the Man of Steel. Now, I didn't even notice this, that he was wearing the suit in the Man of Steel. I went back and watched it. And indeed, he is wearing that suit during that scene where Zod is talking to him in like the dream sequence, and he's like standing on all these skulls. He is wearing a black suit. It's kind of hard to see the way it's framed and the way the lighting is, but yes, he's wearing that black suit. I just thought, it was just dark and that the light wasn't hitting it, but he was wearing a black suit. Anyway, we already know the story behind this. The black suit was going to appear in Snyder's original cut, but Josh Whedon came in and reshot a lot of stuff and probably omitted it. So we never got the black suit. But now the black suit is back, and Zack Snyder actually gives a couple of reasons for bringing it back. Here's the quote. "I was always very strong advocate for the black suit," Snyder told Comic Book Debate on YouTube. "I really wanted the black suit. It made sense for me because Superman is a character notoriously who does not grow." I think he's kind of right about that, because let me just say, a lot of people did not like Man of Steel. I liked it just because he did something different with the character. He challenged us with the idea that what if Superman had to kill? Now, some people say that whole scene where Zod is about to kill the little family, all they had to do was move out the way. And if you kind of go back and watch, it's not really true. They're like trapped in like a corner. It looks like they're in Grand Central Station. Of course, it's Metropolis, but they probably shot it in New York. But they could have conceivably got away, but it's not as simple if you go back and watch that scene. So a lot of people had a problem with that. I think he framed Superman to fit the times. The whole thing with his father telling him not to come out because, it would cause a lot of problems. And indeed, it would. We got so many Christian fundamentalists in this country. If somebody like Superman came out of the woodwork, it would cause a lot of problems with people's belief in God. I mean, maybe I don't know, it might go the opposite way. Maybe they would even worship him as a Jesus-like figure. So I like the fact that Snyder tackled all those issues. A lot of people didn't like that. They wanted Superman to be this goody two-shoes. And I kind of like what he did. Now, Batman v Superman was kind of dumb, but I thought Man of Steel was a solid movie. Now, there was some problems I had with it, the science in it, but I won't go into that. I'm not doing a review. Let me continue. "He is like a rock and everything just smashes against him, and we learn about ourselves by trying to change a thing that's unchangeable. That's really the old way, the old Superman, whereas I felt like my Superman had to, at every step, sort of level up and learn something and be something different, because in the end, the idea or what I had planned was that the final step for Superman was his real return, or his real coming into what I would consider the classic Superman. We don't really get it in this movie, the classic Superman. I also feel like the black suit is a great time delineator. So if you see a flashback or a flash forward, him in the black suit lets you know where you are in the time, because it's very particular to this certain arc. So I always was excited about using the black suit to kind of lock us in to when he goes from the black suit back to the red and blue suit, and then when he's in the red and blue suit, what that means, and when actually goes back to it, what does it mean? And it goes on to say the costume first appeared in 1993's reign of Superman, has fascinated fans since its first appears, and has been riffed on, experimented with, and redone a couple of times since, in spite of the fact that it was created for a single specific story. I guess the thought behind the black suit is that black attracts sunlight, and Superman gets his power from our sun, so a black suit would help him recharge a lot faster than his regular suit. The actual costume, which was designed by then Superman, the Man of Steel artist John Bogadovi, first appeared in Action Comics 689, featuring an arc by Jackson Butch Gooch. We were always looking for big stories to do with Superman, and those usually involve the idea of changing up the status quo in some way. Jurgens told Comic.com during an interview last year, we had discussed the general idea of a costume change back when we brought him back from the dead, and of course, that was part of the inspiration for the all-black costume. And they go on to talk about some other comic books where he was incorporated versions of the suit. I won't read all of it. Just go check this out if you can find it on comicbook.com. They talk about Josh Whedon messing up Snyder's vision and Snyder having to leave the movie after his daughter committed suicide, and that the movie really didn't make back the money they spent on it. But it's supposed to debut on HBO Max in March. I can't wait to see this version, man. It looks great. I feel like that Josh Whedon just butchered that film, and I really, really want to see Zack Snyder's vision, especially after being disappointed with Wonder Woman 1984. My God, was that movie terrible? And the third one has already been greenlit, so whatever.